Dale, dale, dale. Me llama por aquí. Hello, hello, dear participants. Good afternoon. This is Professor Alexander Fernandez talking to you in this moment. And so, especially because we are talking about British culture, and punctuality is one of those issues very important in this culture. I want to start on time. Uh, for today, we have a very special guest in our conversation. It's Professor Michael Williams. Professor Michael Williams is, well, it's a professor British. He's actually, there you go. Professor Williams is an expert in English language teaching and learning. He's one of those guys who help international students to get their skills very well reinforced in their international certifications, not only in language but different areas. Michael is a journalist from London. He has worked in communications, especially in those writing agencies in the city of London, and he has been teaching in Latin America, in Argentina, and in Colombia for the last 7 years. Michael, can I say that?
Yeah, 8 years.
Oh, okay. Michael, welcome to the Open and Distance National University.
Thank you very much.
Please, because you're the guest, let me give you an idea of what the Open and Distance National University is. It's well, we follow the idea of the Open University of the UK, precisely. Yeah, so we get in contact. We get to have in contact with people from different parts of the country. I don't know. I would like to just to say, class participants, say the city where you are in this moment. I'm in Cali, Colombia. What about you, Ana? Ana Garzon, where are you?
Okay, hello. I am from Huila, but I live in Cartagena.
So you are in Cartagena in this moment.
Yes.
Excellent.
Sorry.
What about you? What about, let me see, Claudia Puentes, where are you? In what city are you at this moment?
Hello, I live in Bogota.
Okay. Anybody in a different city to Cartagena and a different city to Bogota or Cali? Any other city?
Hello, I live in Izmina, Chocó.
Ismina, Choco, welcome. Thank you. What about you, Derly? Where are you? Derly Galindo. What city are you? Derly, are you there? or maybe Jennifer Blanco can help us. What city are you?
Hello, teacher. I am from Bogota, and actually, I live in Bogota.
Oh, okay. Another, Jose Montaño, what city are you in this moment?
Hello, teacher. Hello, everybody. I'm from Charco Nariño.
Okay.
I live Bogota.
Oh, okay. You're from El Charco, Nariño, but you're in Bogota.
Yes.
Okay, good. Let me see. I'm not reading the chat, but before that, and in order to have a good communication, now we have different parts of Colombia. ¿Están bien? ¿Están bien si hablamos inglés solamente o tendré que traducir en algunas partes? ¿O lo básico lo podemos entender y en la medida que tenemos audiencia? ¿Ustedes qué dicen? Is it okay if we continue only in English or we just diversify translanguaging one? So the most important things we explain in English and Spanish, con confianza y con toda la tranquilidad para que esto realmente tenga, lo disfrutemos. Dime, José, ¿tú qué dices, José? ¿Está bien en inglés solamente o combinamos?
Profe, pues yo creo que pues inglés y la parte que uno no entienda, pues puede preguntarlo.
Ok, entonces vamos a encontrar como que los espacios de comunicación. Yo hablo, el profesor va a hablar más que todo en inglés. Le preguntamos cuando no entendemos y si no entendemos, vamos en español, pero hagamos el gran esfuerzo de todo en inglés, ¿vale? Is that okay? Miguel Castillo, welcome.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Oh, okay. Professor, let me see if we have all the participants. Oh, I have to admit some of you that are just coming late. But okay. Let me see if I have to admit. Yeah. I'm admitting the okay. Creo que teníamos a alguien de la UNAD que nos ayudaba en el proceso de conexión, profe Mónica. Okay, me falta solamente. Okay, so everybody's in now. Let me see the participants. Let me see if. Okay, so
Excuse me,
everybody's.
dear.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Solo tú tienes los roles de administrador.
Ya puedo darte, espérate, ¿dónde estás, Mónica? Mónica, por la M, ¿cierto?
UDR Cali.
Ah, UDR Cali. Ok, ¿puedo darte co-anfitrión y tú admites las personas para yo poderme concentrar en el slide? Yeah, thank you.
No problem.
Let me see, where are you? Because I don't see you in the list. So, Mónica, UDR Cali or?
Yes.
Okay. Say hello, Monica, or something. Raise your hand so I can see you in the list. Raise.
I'm here.
No, in your name. So I'm not. I don't find your name here. Now with this many people, let me see. My fault. Let me just take it. Participants. And then Monica. Okay, I got you. And then, so you are co-anfitrión now, Monica. So you can help me accepting people, okay?
Thank you, mister. No problem.
No, Thank you. I concentrate on this. Okay, dear participants, as I said, our visitor, our special guest is Professor Michael Williams. Michael is, besides being a very good friend of mine, is a colleague. He's an expert on English teaching, especially in the areas of training for international examinations like IELTS and some other examinations that happened in the UK. So the idea is to let us have a conversation about British culture where you can ask any question, almost any bloody question today. Okay, and don't feel limited because of the language. If you don't find the language, please use Spanish, but enjoy this. Okay, Michael.
Hi, Alex.
Please let us know in your own words who you are.
Okay, well, first of all, thank you very much for having me here tonight. It's very nice to be here with you all, and it's great to be able to speak to people all over the country. That's a new experience for me, because most of the people I teach are mostly in Cali. Thank you, Alex, for the introduction. As Alex mentioned, I'm a journalist by training, but along the way, I became a teacher. I spent several years working as a journalist and working as a teacher in Argentina. And I have continued to work both as a writer, teacher, and also as a translator, which is what I do a lot these days. I help people, professors or researchers at universities to translate their work into English and to publish their work in academic journals in the UK, that's Reino Unido, and Europe and the United States as well. So my background is in education, journalism, writing about, I wrote a lot about business, but also about current affairs. Current affairs is la actualidad. Please forgive my bad Spanish pronunciation. So Alex has asked me to join him this evening to be with you all, to have a chat, to have a conversation about British culture, which is something I know a little bit about. But I have been away from the UK for quite a while, but not that long that I don't remember.
Oh, okay. Michael, well, I call you Michael, as I said, you're my friend, but how should students address to you? Should call you professor, should call you Michael, should call you sir?
Well,
or Mr. Williams.
Okay, let me introduce some British culture here. At university, we call the teacher by their first name. Okay, we're very informal, just like the United States. Well, there are a few differences when we talk about formality, but when I work at the university in the UK, my students call me Michael. So please call me Michael. That's perfectly okay. And if you have, guys, if you have any questions, please put up your hand or just shout that you have a question. That's no problem. So Alex, where would you like to begin?
Okay, first, I would like to ask the participants, do you have any questions at this moment that you would like to ask to Michael, just Michael, as he said, he can be called? ¿Tienen alguna pregunta? Por favor, en este momento, tranquilos, esto es una conversación, tranquilos y tranquilas, esto es una conversación no académica, cultural y amigable. Así que no sé si a este punto tienen una pregunta. Do you have any questions at this moment, just before going into the core
Anna. Hi, Anna.
Anna, but let me see, because you can use your microphones. Just go ahead and do interrupt and say it now. Hello, hello.
Now?
Yeah. If you have any
Okay.
question. Yeah.
Michael, do you speak Spanish? What do you
Okay.
think about Spanish?
Yes, I do speak Spanish. My Spanish isn't as good as your Spanish, but I get by. That means me defiendo. I get by. So I like Spanish. In my spare time, in my free time, I read a lot in Spanish. And on the weekends, I like to speak just in Spanish. Unfortunately, during the week, I speak English all the time for my work. And most people who know me want to practice their English. So I spend most of my time speaking English, which is a shame, which is ironic, because here I am in Colombia and I would like to speak more Spanish. But so yes, as I said, I get by, me defiendo.
Where did you study Spanish?
I studied little by little over a long time. So my first experience of Spanish was visiting Cuba. I had a friend who was studying in Havana, and when I was in my 20s, I went to visit him, and I learned some Spanish before I went to Cuba, and then I took some classes in Cuba. And then I went to, the second place I went to was Guatemala, and then I did some more courses there. So that's how I learned, little by little.
Okay. Okay, amazing. Congratulations. Thank you.
Thank you. Miguel, do you have a question?
Okay. Any question? William, in the United Kingdom, there are many Spanish speakers, or everyone who goes to the United Kingdom has to learn to speak English?
Okay, that's a good question. Well, there is a very big Spanish-speaking community in London. Okay, so there are a lot of Colombians living in London. There are people from Mexico, Spain. There are a lot of Spanish people living in London, but not as many as in Miami or in Los Angeles. So if you go to the UK or if you go to London, you will need English, unfortunately.
Okay, perfect. Thank you very much.
No problem.
Thank you, Miguel. Miguel, by his name is Michael. Williams is his last name, correct? Michael?
Yes, that's
Michael.
right. And yeah, this is something I always have to explain to people here. Michael is my first name. Williams with an S at the end is my last name. Because as you know, we have the word William, okay, which is a name. And then Williams is the last name, is my last name.
Is that we were talking the other day about this class, so that's what I just figured it out. Williams, it comes from a very specific part of the UK. Is that right?
Yes. Williams comes from Wales, Gales. That's originally where the name comes from.
Okay, class. I think it's the moment we just hit into the next part of the conversation. I will say, let me see if I can move the presentation because, okay. The day I proposed Michael to structure the conversation today is that we can understand a bit more about what the UK represents and how it's consolidated. Nothing, this is not a formal academic conversation. This is a cultural friendly conversation. So we will talk a little about the UK, the most important cities. Then we get into some, let's say, customs as part of the culture for British. We will also talk about music. We will also talk about some expressions that are there. But the most important part is the participants' moments to ask questions. Okay, class? Okay, class, no. Participants, I don't know how to say that. Okay, let's say friends. Is that a good word for today, class? People, friends, what do you prefer? Audience would be the correct word, I guess. Okay, Mike, what about this? What about the next slide? Can you, uh, the UK, England, Wales, Scotland, and Northern Ireland. Please explain that to Colombians, to us Colombians, because we don't understand the difference between the UK, if you're English, if you're British, if you're from the Great Britain. Please, let us know.
Okay, yes. Thanks for asking, because this can be a little confusing for foreigners. So I'm gonna make it as simple as I can. So on the slide is diapositive. On the slide, you can see 4 places: England, Wales, Scotland, and Northern Ireland. Okay, so these are 4 nations. Okay, England is a nation, Scotland is a nation, Wales is a nation, and Northern Ireland is a nation. They are separate nations with their own identity, with their own culture, but they are joined together. Okay, they form the United Kingdom. So together, these 4 nations make up the United Kingdom, Reino Unido. Now, some people say, okay, I get it, but what about Great Britain? What is Great Britain? Okay, Gran Bretaña. Well, Gran Bretaña or Great Britain is the same thing as the UK, as the United Kingdom. Okay, you see, historically, or in the distant past, these 4 nations were ruled by different kings or different chiefs. But over time, the 4 nations became closer and closer. And so around 500 years ago, or maybe more, these 4 countries joined together to form Britain or the United Kingdom. It's the same thing.
Michael, give me 1 second. I want to ask one of the participants. Let me see. Who can I get? Ana Garzón. Ana Garzón, ¿estás ahí?
Yes.
Ana, cuéntame lo que entendiste de lo que acabó de decir el profe sobre the UK.
Bueno, está citando las diferentes dentro de del Reino Unido, estas países que es Inglaterra, Gales, Escocia y Norte Irlanda. Los estaba citando y está hablando acerca de las diferentes culturas que manejan allí en Reino Unido.
Thank you. I have another name, Alexandra Mejia. Are you there? Alexandra Mejia, are you there? Hello? Okay, let me call Elsa Rodriguez. Elsa, are you there?
Hello,
Okay, who is this?
my name is Pedro Villalba.
Pedro, can you continue explain, adding more information to the presentation about the UK that Professor Michael just did and your friend, classmate just mentioned?
No, yo tenía una pregunta.
Yeah.
¿El Reino Unido maneja una moneda especial para todos esos países y también tienen sus monedas locales cada país? ¿Cómo
Ok,
funciona económicamente?
¿y te atreverías a intentar decirlo en inglés para que el profe Michael te entienda bien? Dale.
Yeah, thank you, Pedro, for the question. Thank you. Yes.
Estuviste de buenas, Pedro, no hay problema.
Ah, bueno.
Okay. Can I?
He was going to say it to you in English.
Oh,
no,
I'm sorry.
It's okay. That's okay.
But no, please, Pedro, please go ahead. Please ask me.
No te salvaste, Pedro. Dale.
Okay. The United Kingdom, all the countries using money.
Different money.
Yeah.
One money for all countries.
Okay. Vocabulary parenthesis. How you say money for a country? What is the formal name? Currency.
Currency?
Currency.
Okay.
Currency.
Yeah, currency is divisa. Is that right?
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Well, thank you, Pedro, for the question. And the answer is yes. This is a very interesting question because, as I'm sure some of you may know, the UK was recently a member of the European Union, but it is no longer a member of the European Union. The UK uses pounds. Okay, that is the currency, pounds. So £1, £2. This is what you call libras esterling. Yeah, is that right? Yes. But the word is pound. Yeah. So one pound is approximately 5,000 Colombian pesos. The reason I said that this was an interesting question is because when Britain joined the European Union, the British have a very strong sense of national identity. And one part of our identity is our currency, the pound. And when Europe decided to introduce the euro, la euro, the UK decided it didn't want the euro, that it wanted to keep the pound. So the UK uses the pound and has always used the pound.
Okay. The pound, is that the same for Scotland, Northern Ireland, and Wales?
Yeah.
Okay. Good question, Pedro. Very, very good question. I have another question in Spanish, I will say to you. ¿Ustedes saben cómo se subdivide la libra esterlina? How do you subdivide the sterling pound? What are the different notes and coins? Para un billete se dice notes, como notas, notes. Y monedas se dicen coins. ¿Saben los nombres para notes and coins of the sterling pound, class? Participants, audience? That has been complicated to me. ¿Alguien se acuerda? ¿Lo menciona?
Yes, pounds and euros.
Euro is a different currency. It's not for the UK, it's for Europe. Okay? But so £1, they have £1. Michael, they have £1. Do they have the £1 note, or they don't have £1 note anymore?
Not anymore. No, we have a £1 coin.
£1 coin.
And we
¿Alguien me
have a,
ayuda? ¿Qué quiere decir £1 coin? ¿Alguien me ayuda, por favor? Venga, Javier, ¿qué es £1 coin?
Una libra.
Ajá, pero ¿en qué? ¿En billete o en moneda?
Moneda.
¿Cómo sabes que es moneda?
Habla de
¿Qué
coin.
palabra? Coin, exacto. Thank you. Thank you. Coin. £1 coin. Okay, Michael, please continue.
yeah, and we also have a £2 coin. Yeah, and then after that we have a £5 note and a £10 note and a £20 note and a £50 note, and I think we now have a £100 note.
So, ¿cuánto es el equivalente de convertir a £100 note in pesos? Anybody?
100,000 pesos.
¿Cuánto?
100,000 pesos.
No.
Oh, my. Vale.
5,000 times 100.
Yeah,
What?
Camilo Gomez is correct. It's his answer is in the chat.
500,000, around 500,000. Mari, do you have a question? Mari Rincon?
Good afternoon, everybody. I only know that the pound sterling is sterling pound is the most expensive currency. But I don't know how much did it cost.
Oh, okay. Anybody remembers how much is £1 in pesos? Michael said it. £5,000 for a pound. Around, no? This is an approximation.
Yeah.
Okay. Any other question regarding the UK class? What about anybody wants to ask about the different flags? ¿Alguno se atreve a preguntar sobre las banderas? Miren que cuántas banderas ven.
Oh. Wait.
Go, please.
How is the tomorrow?
How many flag in the England?
The culture.
Ok, vamos a tener que ser generosos para no tener yo que coordinar quién habla, sino como que ya abro la primera y ya los otros cedemos, ¿vale? Así podemos tenerlos. Lo hemos hecho muy bien.
Vale.
Vale. Quien dijo vale, hable.
Yajaira.
Yajaira, thank you.
How is the tomorrow in its culture?
How is the
tomorrow in the culture?
Okay. Can you explain?
¿Cómo son las mañanas en esa cultura?
Okay. You're talking about daytime. Bueno, aquí tienes dos palabras para elegir. Tomorrow and morning. ¿A cuál crees que te quieres referir? Mornings, ¿cierto?
Morning. Sí, señor.
Mornings.
Sí.
Okay. You can call me Alex. Don't worry about that. Okay. Maybe this is a question about the weather. What about the weather in the UK in general, Michael?
Well, you asked me a very difficult question there. Well, if I tell you that I am very pleased to be in Colombia, That's for a number of reasons, but the main reason is because the weather here in Colombia is wonderful, okay? I wish I could say the same about England, but unfortunately the weather in England is, well, first of all, it's very unpredictable. We have a lot of rain, as you may know. My country is famous for the rain. It's also usually very cloudy and cool. It's not cold, but it's cool. You know, when I say cold, that I think of places like Norway or Finland or Russia. Okay? England or the UK isn't that cold. It's cool. It's a typical summer temperature. Right now, for example, is 18 degrees centigrade. It's probably not sunny, or maybe sunny a little bit. And then winter will be kind of 0 degrees centigrade. And usually, well, as you know, or as I'm sure you know, in the UK, we have seasons. So we have spring, summer, autumn, and winter. And so in the winter, the days are shorter, the weather is colder. But now is summertime. So in summertime, it gets light at around 5 a.m. and it gets dark at around 9 p.m. So the day is very long.
Okay, Michael, let me see. Sergio Amaris, ¿estás escuchando, Sergio? Sergio, ok, vamos a buscar a Rosimari, ¿estás ahí, Rosy?
Sí, teacher.
Rosy, según lo que acaba de hablar el profe Michael, dime lo que entendiste del clima en the UK. ¿Puedes? Lo que hayas entendido, poquito, espero que hayas entendido poquito, que nos compartas poquito, no espero la presentación completa, así que siéntete con libertad.
Teacher.
Ok.
No sé.
Ok, ¿alguien nos ayuda? ¿Alguien tenía levantada la mano? Dos participantes, déjenme ver quién.
Frío, frío.
Mari dice frío. ¿Y Jennifer qué dice?
Yes, teacher, que es bastante frío, que efectivamente le gusta mucho más el clima de Colombia, que es espectacular nuestro clima a comparaciones de allá, que en ocasiones cae nieve, pero pues en su totalidad mantiene mucho tiempo tanto frío como nublado.
Okay, very good, thank you.
Profe,
yeah, please go.
yo entendí algo sobre que allá el clima en Inglaterra pues es bueno en primer lugar, él decía, pero también que era muy impredecible. Él decía que había mucha lluvia, entendía que él decía raining, algo así, que había como mucha lluvia y que el país era muy famoso por eso. Creo que dijo eso, pero a veces podría estar nublado y fresco. Entendí como me pareció haber escuchado eso.
Are they right, Michael?
Yes, they are. Yes, that's right.
Okay, let's listen to Claudia. Claudia Riveros, you have an additional comment.
No, I want to ask you, Michael, please. In your country, are you 5 flags? Do you have the same laws in all places in your country?
Yes, we do. Yes, the laws apply, or the laws are the same in each of the countries.
Thank you. But Lo, acaban de hacer una pregunta sobre la ley que funciona para todos los países que son parte del UK. Michael, do you have a constitution in the UK?
Well, there is a constitution, yes. And the British Constitution is a very old constitution, which goes back almost 1,000 years. And our constitution is a little different to most countries. And I'll explain why. Our constitution is made up of lots and lots of different laws which were made over time. So we have what is called an unwritten constitution because, as I said, it's a collection of different laws, legal decisions that have been made over time. And that's very different, for example, to the Colombian Constitution, which was written, well, I understand that the Constitution here in Colombia was written about 200 years ago and was changed fairly recently. Does that answer your question?
Clase, ¿alguien puede explicar un poco de lo que acaba de mencionar Michael, porfa? Ana Zenet o Camilo Gómez.
The teacher told us about the constitution is very different in UK, it's very different to Colombia, has 100 years. Is the main idea that I understand, yes?
Okay.
But I have a question for
But before the question.
Can I?
Yes, you
can. I ask you?
Yes, but 1 second.
Okay.
How old you say? 100 years
okay.
or 1,000 years?
100?
100, Michael, is that 100 years?
The Constitution.
In the UK?
Yes, 100. I don't remember what is the
Michael, can you say the number of years of the Constitution?
1,000 years.
1,000.
Okay.
Okay, please go
but
on
I
with
have
your
a
question. Yeah.
Okay, teacher Michael is teacher in not English or workshop?
No. He's a professor. No, he's a guest professor, a visitor professor in today's conversation.
Okay. Why participate in not English? There are other reasons. Because it's an excellent teacher. You can identify other accent. Because in not English, we find teacher with American accent. But for example, if you want to present international exams, we found accent will be important that other accent in not English. I invite to introduce Michael English. It will important in our learning. Okay, it's an advice.
Thank you. But well, the truth is that Michael is my friend. We live here in Cali. I know Michael because we work in a different university as well. And I was happy to bring it here, especially because the open and distance national university is opening these spaces to learn about different accents, different cultures, different, yes. Michael, one last question. No preguntaron sobre las banderas. ¿Qué quiere decir la cruz en las banderas? ¿Ven la cruz? Especialmente en la primera, en la de Inglaterra y en la de UK.
Alex, was that a question for me?
I think, yeah.
I'm sorry, could you repeat the question, please?
What is the meaning of the cross in the flag, especially in the English flag?
Oh, okay. Well, first of all, the name of the United Kingdom flag is the Union Jack. Okay, Union, as in Union, Jack, like the name Jack. And the flag is a combination of all of the other flags together. So the blue in the Union Jack represents Scotland. The cross in the Union Jack represents England. The diagonal cross is Northern Ireland. And I'm not sure what Wales is supposed to be honest.
Okay.
I can't see the lion in the Union Jack, but apparently it is supposed to represent each of the 4 nations.
Vale. Voy a decir, does the cross have to do anything related to Christian world?
Well, I don't know, actually. I'm sorry, I don't know the answer to that question. I'm not sure.
Nos explica de una manera sucinta la relación que representa cada bandera. Si vemos las 4 banderas inferiores, está la de Inglaterra, la de Escocia, la de Northern Ireland y la de Wales, que luego se ven representadas en la bandera del Reino Unido, que es en la parte superior izquierda, si la pudieron ver. ¿Correcto? Ok, vamos ahora.
Correcto.
Let's move to another topic.
Sí, él decía que la parte del león del dragón aquel no aparece. Esa es la que quedó en duda.
Sí, Wales.
The lion. Where
O
is?
sea, Wales es como el niño diferente, no aparece muy claramente en la en la explicación de la bandera, pero pues dice que no lo sabe puntualmente.
Sí, lo que yo entendí era que la bandera United Kingdom del Reino Unido es la fusión, como la combinación de todas las demás, ¿no? Pero faltó el león, faltó ese león. Ahí es donde usted se estaba riendo cuando él dijo eso, que faltó el león.
Okay, well, now, London is quite the most famous city. Manchester, maybe because of football, the same as Newcastle. But we have another, well, and Liverpool, I have to say. Why is Liverpool famous, class? Participants, audience, why? Anybody knows the name? ¿Saben por qué Liverpool es famoso o por quiénes, más bien?
¿Por el equipo de fútbol?
Ok. Pero hay algo. ¿Quién? Dilo, yes,
un conjunto famoso, un conjunto musical. Un
The Beatles.
The Beatles. Yeah. But anybody knows about, for instance, Belfast, Cardiff, Birmingham, Newcastle, Glasgow? Escuchamos a Michael brevemente sobre esas ciudades como los aspectos claves. ¿Les parece?
Okay, go ahead.
Thank you. Michael, would you let us know about this? I selected this as the main cities of the UK. Are those the ones?
Yes, these are the main cities in the UK, yes. Manchester, Newcastle, Liverpool, and Birmingham are all English cities, okay? So these cities are in England, okay? And Birmingham is in the area which is known as the Midlands. That's in the middle of the country. And then Manchester is further north, and Liverpool as well is further north. Liverpool is on the coast. It's on the west coast. and Newcastle is on the east coast, and Newcastle is further north than Manchester. Now, all of these cities, Manchester, Newcastle, Liverpool, and Birmingham, I want you to listen to my pronunciation. I say Birmingham, okay? We have our own way of pronouncing these words, which is very funny because when Americans come to the UK, they pronounce them their way, which is a little different. But the point I wanted to make here is that those cities started as industrial cities, okay, industrial cities. As some of you may know, England was where the Industrial Revolution began. And Birmingham was the city, Birmingham is the world's, or was the world's first manufacturing city, okay? Manchester is also an industrial city, and also Newcastle. Because, as I'm sure some of you know, the UK in the past was was a bit like China today. In the 19th century and in the early 20th century, the UK was a big producer of goods, especially goods made of metal, made of steel, made of iron. Liverpool is a little different because Liverpool is a port city. It's on the coast. And again, some of you may know that Great Britain had a very big empire, Imperio, a very big empire. And Liverpool was the main port city when the country was an imperial nation. Today, it is still a port, but it's not as important as it used to be.
Well, are there any opportunities to Colombians in any of these 8 cities, you think? Or London is like the most convenient city for Latin Americans, especially Colombians?
Well, the advantage or the benefit of the other cities is that they are cheaper. The cost of living is cheaper than London. London is a very expensive place to live. So if anybody is thinking about going to the UK or going to England, then it's a good idea to choose one of these other cities because the cost of living is lower, and there are other opportunities in those places.
Thank you. Audience, participants, Kathy, that science that just came in, or anybody, do you have any questions about these different cities or any other city, or about anything particular this topic about the UK? Mari, por favor, you go ahead.
About your question of if it's easy to Colombian people go to some of these cities, I wanna know about what requirements do I need to travel abroad to UK countries.
Okay, can I answer that question?
Please.
Okay, well, okay, if you want to study in the UK, then the most important requirement is that you have an English language qualification, okay? Because all of the universities will ask for an English language qualification. By qualification, I mean certification. Okay, so if you want to study at a university, you will have to take an exam, for instance, like IELTS or TOEFL. Actually, not TOEFL, IELTS. But if you want to work in the UK, then that is a different process. For example, you could apply for a job in the UK, and the company will decide if you have the right qualifications, and if you do, then the company would organize the visa for you. But that's a different process.
Okay, English, the most important so far. Jennifer and then Claudia.
Yes, teacher. What is it? I'm sorry. Which is the city more expensive for life?
For living.
London. London.
For live?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Thank you. Claudia.
In relation to the weather, what is the best place to live in the United Kingdom?
Okay, well, the best area to live for the weather is in the south. Okay, and I would recommend on the coast, like a place like Brighton, for example, has good weather. The southeast of the UK has the best weather. So London, Kent, which is the county, which is the most southeast. But if you go, for example, to the west, then areas like Cornwall, Devon, Somerset, these are the counties, which are the different areas of the country. That's the best place to live to find the best weather.
Pedro, what about you?
Profe, ¿le podrías preguntar si digamos, en esas diferentes ciudades tienen diferentes modismos? ¿O cómo es la cuestión? Sí, como acá en Colombia que, digamos, el
Yes.
valle tiene su acento propio, el paisa, sí.
Well, Michael, do you understand that question?
Yes, I do. Yes. Yes, Pedro, yes. The UK is famous for having different accents and different expressions and and also different vocabulary as well. So in London, we have the working class accent is Cockney. Cockney is the name of the London accent. And each city has their own accent. For example, if you go to Liverpool, they have a very distinct accent there. Manchester has its own accent, Newcastle as well. So yeah, when you travel to those places, people will use different language, they will use different expressions. Okay, for example, here's an example. If you visit Birmingham, for example, Birmingham is the second major city in the UK, okay? And they have an expression there which is fancy a brew, okay? Fancy a brew. That means, do you want a cup of tea?
Okay.
Okay.
I think I seen that one. Bien, estuvo bien la respuesta. Muy bien, Pedro, por la pregunta. ¿Alguien ha escuchado de Oxford English, Cambridge English, British English?
Yes, Oxford English Institute.
Oxford English. Is there a fancy accent? An accent that is like the most fashionable among the whole UK, you think?
Yeah, well, people who live in rich areas or people who are from places like Oxford or Cambridge, they have what you could call a posh accent. Posh would be like the Queen speaks, yeah, the Queen or Prince William or Prince Charles. They have, I'll give you an example. They would say, did you have a wonderful day today? So it's a very distinct and very special accent that they have. And it's sometimes called posh English, or you could call it upper class English.
Okay, Jainer. Jainer, before your question, Michael, what is your favorite city in the UK?
Well, I'm from London, so I love London. London's my town. It's my city.
Okay, and there you go. What's your favorite city in Colombia and in Latin America?
Okay, well, that's a tough one. That's a very difficult question because Latin America is huge and with so many amazing places. But I have to say, here's an expression for you. I am very fond of Cali because this is home for me here in Colombia. When I say fond, it means there is a special place in my heart for Cali, okay? Because
that's a music a lot. Salsa.
Yeah. But I also I do like Medellin. And I like the towns in the Eje Cafetero, I like Manizales very much. It's a very nice place.
Any other question, class? Atrévanse. Veo picky questions. Is the time for that?
What music is the most popular in this place?
Can you repeat the question, please, Anna?
Yes. What kind of music is the most popular in this place?
Which places?
In London and Manchester and Newcastle.
Okay. Oh, that's an interesting question. Well, one of the great things about the UK is music. Okay, we are nuts. We are crazy about music. Okay. And as you know, the Beatles are from Liverpool, the Rolling Stones are from London, Led Zeppelin is from London. I mean, I could go on all evening talking about British bands, British music. For example, has everybody heard of Ozzy Osbourne? No?
Wow. But let me stop because we have music in the next part of the presentation.
Okay.
But there was a good opening. Thank you for the question. Let me go to the next slide, class. Voy a moverme un poquito a la siguiente para que tratemos de tener varios temas, ¿vale? Okay. There in the picture, you have different, let's say, customs that happened in London, in England, in the UK. ¿Pueden identificar algunas, por favor? Miren las fotos. Y traté como de condensar, consolidar o mostrar una de las más relevantes. Cada foto tiene un significado de la cultura inglesa. ¿Alguien las identifica? Pueden hablar al mismo tiempo.
La reina Isabel.
Ya.
Veo el autobús de 2 pisos.
Sí, pero fíjate que no es...
La
Pero
comida.
mira la de la reina Isabel. ¿Qué crees que estoy mostrando ahí?
Quizás la cultura de los Estados Unidos, para como ella es la reina, Normalmente
Sí.
quizás no se le da la mano así, sino que puede ser otra clase de
Exactamente.
saludo.
Pero mire quién lo hizo. ¿Ve?
El mismo presidente de los Estados Unidos
Donald
lo
Trump.
hizo Maduro, pero él es más perdonable, ¿no?
So,
¿Sabes?
Michael, can we
Sí.
talk about shaking hands with in Britain, in the UK?
Yeah, well, shaking hands is the usual way to greet somebody, to say hello to somebody, especially if you're meeting somebody new. You shake their hand. Yes.
Oh, okay. What about the kiss? Is that proper?
Yes, it is. Yes, but we only kiss on one cheek. I mean, a man would kiss a woman, but a man wouldn't kiss a man.
Okay, not the Argentinian way or the Italian way. Okay.
No.
Okay. And what about the Queen? Was okay for Donald Trump to shake hands with the Queen?
That's quite unusual. Yeah. She doesn't.
Only him.
Yes. She wouldn't usually shake hands with people.
Okay. Oh, on the right, we see two people shaking hands. But what I was referring, class participants, lo que me refería con la foto del lado que están dándose la mano es distance. You know, person to person distance when you're having a conversation. How close is okay to be with another person while you're talking to the other person? In England, Michael.
Yeah, the English value their personal space. So we usually leave space between us. Okay. If we are in a very busy place, in a crowded place, we try to give each other as much personal space as possible. So if you're talking to somebody, if you're having a conversation with somebody, you would leave space between you. Okay, there would be a space which is probably, I don't know, between 0.5 meter and 1 meter.
Le pregunto ahora a la audiencia, ¿eso lo tenemos nosotros en cuenta en Colombia? No sé, por favor, háblenme de Bogotá, de Medellín, de Ismina, Nariño, si hay alguien aquí en el Valle también. Nosotros cuando conversamos, y por favor no mencionen la pandemia porque eso nos cambió, ¿ya? Pero ¿mantenemos una distancia prudente entre una y otra persona o realmente no nos fijamos en eso? Clase, contémosle al profe también de nuestra cultura. No sé si se atreve alguien que no haya hablado.
Permítame si gustan decir algo.
Ok, Pedro, Mari y tú, por favor, empieza hablando.
Si quiere el compañero que no había hablado antes.
Dale, gracias.
Miguel.
Good afternoon.
Miguel.
Es poco, entonces, pues no sé. This is the space in Zipaquirá. Dependiendo como el compañero decía, Michael, como el lugar, el space, el religion, en el university, en groceries, en la tienda de mercado, pues.
Sí.
Todo depende, pues, ya como el nivel de confianza. Perdón, si
¿Dónde estás? Perdón, ¿en qué ciudad
de a 1 hora de Bogotá.
Sí, o sea, ahí no nos fijamos qué tan podemos estar muy cerca o muy lejos, realmente no es incómodo.
Exacto, no, o sea, no tiene así, digamos, no, o sea, es más, puedo estar, no sé, con el alcalde o el alcalde a uno, o sea, a una distancia prudente y saludar al alcalde, pues no hay como ese nivel de superioridad o esta persona vale más que esto, por eso debo tenerle como respeto, no sabría cómo decirlo en inglés, pero no hay de
Ok,
eso.
pero Michael también está entendiendo parte de lo nuestro. ¿Alguien más quería decirlo, por favor? ¿Quién sigue en la...?
Pues yo no sé, acá en Villavicencio, digamos, lo que son los bancos, la gente, lo que son las largas filas, también en las EPS, Eso, eso no se guarda distancia, es como con el miedo que a alguien se le va a colar y sí, entonces, y no, es que usted de pronto me quita el puesto. ¿Sí?
Ok.
Y todos pegaditos, y inclusive así con la pandemia se ve todavía así esas filas y todos juntos entremontados porque creen que le van a quitar el puesto a alguien. ¿Sí?
Compañero, lo mismo pasa acá en Maicao, La Guajira, pues las aglomeraciones quizás las empezaron a guardar prudencia pues al principio de la pandemia, por lo que todos estábamos encerrados, pero pues ya normal, o sea, no es mucha la distancia.
Okay, thank you. Okay, Michael, you having multi-city in exchange of culture in Colombia, yeah?
Yeah.
Valledupar, Zipaquirá, Villavicencio, yeah.
Yeah, it's great to hear from everybody from all of these places.
Okay, the other point is that on the left of the picture of the Queen, I was trying to remark, ¿qué creen que me estoy haciendo énfasis en la foto que está a la izquierda de Donald Trump y la reina? O la reina y Donald Trump, pues para decirlo bien. ¿Qué creen que estoy mostrando de la cultura inglesa?
Business.
La puntualidad, la puntualidad.
No, la puntualidad está arriba, la que está abajo de la puntualidad.
The
Todo haciendo
order
la cola.
an organization to be doing a line to access for someone service or
So,
something.
thank you. Michael, do we call that a line in England to make the line?
No, that is called a queue.
¿Lo entendieron? ¿Cómo se llama la fila en Inglaterra, porfa?
A queue?
A queue.
I didn't understand.
Just like the letter Q.
Q?
Yeah, I'm going to write it in the chat.
Okay, thanks.
The pronunciation is Q, like the letter Q.
Okay. How important is the queue in England, in the UK?
It used to be extremely important. Yeah. When you the verb is to queue up. Okay. So when we queue up, that means hacer la fila, to queue up. People are very respectful. Can you hear me? Okay.
No, Michael, así también somos en Colombia. Nosotros la fila la respetamos en todas las ciudades, en Bogotá, en Medellín, en Cali, ¿cierto o no?
Just kidding, the teacher.
Aunque no falta el que se cola, sí.
To queue up.
It's possible, teacher.
To queue up. In the bottom of the slide, you see the Guardian picture. You see an elderly person, a woman, a lady, in her late years on the window. I read this. British culture has a very high respect for the old people. Is that a fact, Michael?
Yes, it's true. Yes. But I personally think that there is more respect here in Colombia for older people, I think.
Ok, ¿ustedes qué creen? Nosotros tenemos eso en nuestra cultura por la gente mayor. ¿En qué ciudad de Colombia, y lo digo aquí que estamos en muy buena representación, si estamos en un transporte público y llega una persona mayor, no le damos el puesto?
Bogotá.
En Bogotá.
Transmilenio. Por el Transmilenio, porque eso es mucha montonera.
Ok. Tal vez por la montonera lo hace más difícil, ¿tú crees?
Sí.
No, por
Sí,
la
claro.
cultura. en mi caso que vivo en Bogotá, considero porque la cultura, como nos mezclamos tantos con tantos, entonces como quien dice, pues la culpa no es de nadie, no saben de quién es, si fue el boyaco, si fue el caleño, si fue el de
Sí,
Medellín,
sí,
el que
sí.
verdaderamente no dio la silla.
Claro, es una mezcla de todos.
Yo por lo menos cedo el puesto a quien realmente lo necesite, una persona de la tercera edad, una mujer en embarazo, con bebés, ¿sí? Pero si es una mujer joven, ¿no? Ella, como dicen, tanto el hombre como la mujer somos iguales, ¿sí? Entonces, a menos que pues esa persona tenga una condición especial, ¿sí? O que también
Ajá.
esté fracturado o lesionado.
Carlos Mojica,
Buenas noches a
¿quieres
todos.
opinar?
Vendría así, claro, sobre este tema de la conciencia de cultura, más que todo. Me encuentro en la ciudad, bueno, en el municipio de Soplaviento, cerca de la ciudad de Cartagena, y pienso que, bueno,
Perdóname, Carlos, puedes decirlos, tenemos un invitado internacional que es Michael y tal vez necesita que seas un poquito más generoso en decirlo muy despacio para que él lo entienda. ¿De dónde eres? Perdóname.
bueno, sí, del municipio de Soplaviento, Bolívar, a una hora de Cartagena,
Okay,
y
one second. One second. Did you hear that, Michael?
Yeah.
Did you hear the municipality where Carlos is from?
Yes.
How can you repeat it?
Was it el municipio de Bolívar?
No.
Oh, sorry.
Carlos, you have to say it again.
Soplaviento, municipio de Soplaviento,
Oh.
departamento de Bolívar.
Oh, Soplaviento. Okay.
Sí.
How do you say that in English, Michael?
Mm,
Carlos, have you ever tried the translation?
blowing in the wind, I think. Blowing wind, I think.
Okay.
Soplar is blow, viento is wind.
Wind blower?
Oh, wind blower, yeah. It's a nice name. It's a nice name.
Pero, Carlos, perdón, continúa what you have to say.
Sí, opinando un poco sobre este tema de la conciencia, bueno, cultural y este tema, si vamos en el transporte público y muchas veces, pues, prácticamente en casi en todas las ciudades de Colombia esto se da, pero hay unas que se da más que en otras, ¿ya?
En
Por ejemplo, en
soplaviento,
Cartagena.
¿cómo se da en soplaviento? Si llega una persona mayor a una, ¿cómo se da en soplaviento? Por ejemplo, llega una persona mayor a una tienda y están todas las sillas ocupadas. ¿Estás seguro que alguien se pararía y le daría la silla a la persona mayor?
Pues pienso de que en un 70% se la daría, no en su totalidad.
Yeah, that's fair to say. Thank you. And what about in Cartagena?
Se ha perdido. De pronto ya los caballeros que solían tener ese respeto, pero eso se ha perdido mucho, realmente en la gran mayoría de países.
Okay. Now, Michael, in Colombia, we are also very famous as British people to be on time. We are very punctual in Colombia. How does that work in England?
Well, if you have a meeting, for example, and the meeting is for work, then you have to be on time. It's very important to be on time for work or for a meeting for work. But if you're meeting friends, we're a little more relaxed about that, but we won't be too late. For example, if I arrange to meet a friend, maybe at the pub to have a drink, and we say, I'll see you there at 8 o'clock. I might arrive at 10 past 8, maybe 15 minutes past 8, but that would be rude. 15 minutes would be rude. So we try to be on time as much as possible, but sometimes it's more important than others.
Okay, but let me ask this question to my colleagues and paisanos. Paisanos, if we have an invitation for for dinner or to a friend's house for a party in Colombia, and the invitation is at 9 o'clock, what time are we supposed to arrive?
At 10 o'clock or 2 hours later.
2 hours later? In Bogota, is that common in Bogota? 2 hours later? Last?
No 2 hours, but sometimes some minutes, but because traffic.
Because of the traffic. I think I have the impression, please let me know if I'm wrong, that perhaps Bogota is the most punctual city in Colombia. Even I I think time management is more important in Bogota than in many other parts of the city. ¿Ustedes estarían de acuerdo conmigo en eso para decírselo a Michael?
No, because I am not in according with the answer of my
Yeah.
classmate, because in Bogota I gave the answer about 2 hours when I was studying at Bogota City, because the people always give ay, no sé cómo se dice, justification.
Yeah, excuse.
They always excuse with the traffic to be later at the meetings, and then for that I say that in Bogota is more common the impunctuality.
Okay, it's more common to be, yeah. I have to say that it also in Cali. Yes. I don't know anybody from a different city. What about Villavicencio or what about Zipaquirá?
Acá llegamos 1 hora later.
1 hour later, yeah.
1 hour later.
Yeah. And
Sobre
perdón,
todo con amigos, ¿sí? Ya en lo laboral no.
no tanto. Perdón, abro un paréntesis, por favor, recuerden hacerlo el link de la asistencia. Será muy importante para que estos eventos se puedan repetir en el futuro, que mostremos los participantes que hay. Les agradezco que lo puedan hacer. Okay, just continue. What about, Michael, so it is true that British are mostly punctual.
Yeah.
What do you hate? ¿Qué es lo que odias? Hate about British culture. Te la puse difícil.
Yeah, give me a moment to think about that. Something that I don't like about British culture is that it has become very materialistic. So I mean that people are judged, or people are yeah, I guess judged is the correct word. How would you say that, Alex? Judged? People are judged.
Juzgan.
Okay. According to your salary, according to, do you have your own house? What kind of car do you have? Where do you go on holiday? I mean vacation. Where do you go on holiday. So people attach a lot of importance to materialistic things, which personally I don't like. And sometimes people can be very pretentious. Pretencioso, is that the word in Spanish? Yeah, pretentious. Yeah.
¿Entendimos? ¿A alguien le gustaría explicar a sus compañeros lo que acaba de decir Michael, por favor?
Yes, I want.
Please do so.
In Spanish.
Yeah, please.
Él habla acerca de lo que más, bueno, lo que más le molesta u odia de su cultura es que ellos pueden llegar a ser muy materialistas, de pretender saber cuánto gana una persona, a dónde fue a vacaciones y cosas así.
Thank you. Excellent. Michael, and I have an easy question to you. What do you like the most about Colombians?
About Colombians, their friendliness. Colombians are very friendly, and that makes communication easy. And it's a pleasure to talk and to be with friendly people.
Okay, and this is perhaps, I don't know, not difficult, because what you confirm that about this, I don't know, I forgot the word now, but what about these perceptions people have from Colombians abroad? What do you say? No, Colombians and perceptions are truly different. In what sense will you say that?
Well, what people have to do is they have to come to Colombia and visit Colombia and meet Colombian people. And that way they will know and they will understand what Colombian people are really like, are truly like. Unfortunately, the media gives a very different picture of Colombia. So the image that most foreigners have about Colombia has to do with the drug trade, or the conflict here in Colombia. So, but most foreigners that come here, they fall in love with the country, and a lot of them stay because they are just so surprised and pleased by what Colombia is. It's such a huge, amazing, diverse, beautiful country.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Quisiera abrir dos preguntas más para pasar al siguiente punto. ¿Alguien se atreve? Si levantan la mano, yo miro quién es el primero. José Montaño, ¿está bien? Y María del Rosario Maldonado.
Me, teacher?
Yeah, go.
Good evening.
Hi.
I have a question for Michael.
Please go ahead.
What do you think about the system of government in England and its benefits all people effectively?
Okay, Michael, I want to see that answer.
Well, unfortunately, no. I think that the system of government in the UK is reasonable, but there is a lot more that politicians and the government need to do to make the country a fair and equal place. Unfortunately, we still have discrimination, we still have racism, We still have sexism or chauvinism. So, you know, we have these problems and they haven't disappeared. And so it is the job of politicians, but also people in positions of power, such as the mayor, el alcalde de Londres, the mayor of London. All of these people have a role to play in making the country, in providing more opportunities to people, in providing more education, and creating a fairer, more equal society.
Thank you. Very good question. No sé si quiera alguien ampliar la pregunta en español, la respuesta, perdón, para que entendamos todos, o si hay algo que quedó como no claro, lo hagamos. En corto, la respuesta es no. En detalle, tenemos problemas de racismo, sexismo, chauvinismo, creo que muchos sismos. Creo que muy parecido acá, ¿correcto? ¿Alguien quisiera mencionar algo más?
In the politics, yes.
Ah.
Yes. In discriminating the population de la región del Pacífico.
In Colombia, you're talking about Colombia. So we have discrimination here too.
Se ve más que todo porque cuando, digamos, uno va a Buenaventura ve mucha pobreza, mucha desigualdad. Y también en San Andrés. Sí, más que todo es la zona costera del Pacífico y también las costas del Caribe, que es la de San Andrés y Providencia.
Ok. Bueno, déjenme ir ahora a otro tema de pronto más amable. Food. So we have, I just found this word like the most traditional and renowned, what would be types of food that we have in England. Is that true, Michael?
Yes, these are good examples of British food, yes.
What is it? Tell us.
Okay, well, the dish on the left is what is called a roast. That's what we call it. It's a roast. So I think we have beef and we have carrots and broccoli and mashed potato. And the round things are called Yorkshire pudding. Okay, Yorkshire is an area of the country famous for dogs, right? And over this food, we have what is called gravy. This is our traditional salsa gravy. And this dish, or this meal, is what we traditionally have on a Sunday lunchtime. And it's a family meal. And usually, mom or maybe dad spends all morning preparing this. And everybody is waiting for it. And by the time it arrives on the table, everybody is starving, hungry, and they demolish this meal in probably 10 minutes.
Excellent. Anybody with a question about food in the UK, please? Okay, let me go to the next.
Yeah, sorry,
well,
Ichi.
yeah. Please go.
In UK siembran no sé cómo se dice, sembrar vegetables.
Yes. We grow. Sembrar is grow. We grow. Okay. Yes, we grow vegetables. Yes.
Broccoli is the UK.
Yes, most vegetables grow in the UK. Yes, but they also, the supermarkets import a lot of food from other places as well.
Okay. What about before going to the next is fish and chips?
All right. Now you're talking. Fish and chips is the original British fast food. Okay. And this is something that people usually have when they're too tired to cook. So they say, what are we going to have tonight? And someone says, let's have fish and chips. So every area, every neighborhood usually has a fish and chip shop. So chips is papas fritas, okay? Fish is usually, well, the fish that we traditionally have is called cod, which I think is merluza in Spanish. So that is the traditional fish that we have when we eat fish and chips. And when you buy fish and chips, they wrap it in newspaper. It's an acquired taste, okay? It's not for everybody. Oh, in Australia, fish and chips is popular too. Well, of course, because Australians are descend from the English.
Oh, okay. Got you. Bueno,
yeah.
Quisiera pasar al otro slide, pero aquí hay un comentario más que no quisiera dejarlo pasar. Creo que nos estamos divirtiendo mucho. Lo que no quisiera es que fuera tan extenso, ¿no? Para todos. Fish and chips. Yeah.
Chips.
Okay, chips. Y ahora viene this. Okay, this is quite. If you're from the UK, do we have a name for the people from the UK?
British.
British. So, but they take it from the Great Britain. So Britain, British,
yes.
Right?
Yes.
Okay. I bet we want to have a little explanation about being Welsh.
Okay. Sorry, can I just answer a question? Samuel is asking me, what is my favorite Colombian dish?
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah.
The dish I love the most here is pollo sudado. It's delicious. I have it on Sundays.
Okay.
All right. So your question, Alex, was about the Welsh people?
No, more languages, but I will skip this one. I will, because we already did this one. What about music? This is what I found about music in the UK. Yeah, I know. I would like Colombians to talk to you about British music. ¿Alguien le gustaría hablarle a Michael de la música británica que sabe que escuchamos?
I like so much the Adele music.
For example, what's your favorite song in English? Well, hopefully British. ¿Tienes una canción? ¿Cuál es tu canción favorita en inglés?
Is this the question for the class?
For the lady that I was just talking to.
Okay.
¿Alguien tiene alguna canción de
There are many songs from Adele. Someone like you, Rolling in the Deep. I don't remember.
Adele, where is she from? Is Adele British?
Yeah, she's from London.
No.
Oh, okay. Adele is from London. Didn't know, but she has a very strong voice.
She has a London accent.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anybody else about the Bills?
Yes, teacher. Yes, teacher. The muse with some madness.
Have you heard of it, Mike?
No.
It's rock.
Okay, but what surprises?
Teacher, the Rolling Stone.
Rolling Stones. Okay.
Queen.
Queen.
Freddie Mercury.
Queen.
Freddie
Yeah.
Mercury.
Yeah.
Joe Cocker.
I like Sacrifice de Elton John. Beautiful.
Elton John.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, it was quite well notorious that when I was trying to see this like cómo la música está representantes de la música en Londres y miren todo lo que salió. Ven todos los nombres que ahí se pueden mirar en las diferentes, incluso en Northern Ireland, hay desde Scotland hasta England y todos están. Black Sabbath, are they from London?
No, they're from Birmingham.
Oh, okay.
I faltó another brick in the world.
Who are
Pink
those?
Floyd. Pink
Pink
Floyd.
Floyd.
Pink Floyd, yes.
Esta
Una
canción.
pregunta, Michael. Veo que efectivamente, y porque me gusta, el rock, sé que mucha influencia es de allá de UK, y efectivamente en el mapa ahorita viéndolo, porque nunca lo vi como lo están pintando en estos momentos, veo muchísimas bandas de rock. Es decir, que predomina el rock en UK, o tienen otros estilos musicales que también van como muy pegados al rock.
Yeah, well, to answer your question, there are a lot of different types of music and styles of music, a lot. You know, so there's rock, of course, which is the classic rock, which appeared in the 60s and the 70s. But there's also what we call independent indie music, which is like bands like Simple Minds. But there's also, you know, pop, British pop, bands like Oasis. Well, Oasis is kind of rock as well. There's a lot of different styles, and of course there's a lot of dance music, house music, drum and bass. You know, there's a lot of different styles of rap as well. I mean, basically you name it. But in the UK, there's also a big interest in music from other countries. So because we have a very multicultural country, we have big populations from Latin America, from Asia, from Africa, from Europe. And all of those communities bring their own music. So for example, on a Saturday night in London, you can choose from probably 10 salsa clubs. If you like salsa, then there's plenty of choice. But if you prefer rock, then you can go to, you know, a bar where they play a lot of rock. In London, for example, there is a publication, a magazine, it's now a website called Time Out. And what people usually do is they check out Time Out, they take a look, and they find their particular musical taste, and then they look at the events which are on. For example, let's see, trying to think. Well, there is something for example, if you like blues music or if you like jazz, then you look for jazz events. Yeah, so you can find whatever you need.
Okay, music. Wow, excellent. And now I have to mention this here. What about the pop? I'm not talking about music. I'm talking about the pop on the corner. Straight up, Michael. ¿Los ingleses toman más que los colombianos o los colombianos tomamos más que los ingleses?
Well, I think the the British drink more than the Colombians. Yes, yes.
¿Alguien se opone a esa respuesta, por favor?
Que vayan a la costa, verá que le enseñan qué tanto se toma.
No, señor, en la costa no se toma tanto, qué pena.
Imagínate. How many beers well, is that very common? Do they drink every day or only on weekends, Mike?
Well, I think most people probably drink at the weekends, and they probably go to the pub maybe once or twice in the week, in the evening. Yeah. So people probably drink around 4 times a week. I think, but you see, we drink what are called pints. Yeah, a pint is like this. So a pint is I think it's like a liter. Is that right?
Una jirafa, le llamamos aquí en Cali, no sé cómo le llamaban en la costa o en Bogotá. Era esos como esos vasos larguísimos que un sifón, creo que en algunas otras partes lo escuché. ¿Alguien se acuerda? ¿Puede mencionarlo?
Algunos bares le llaman la jirafa.
La jirafa.
O garrafa.
La garrafa es esa botella larguísima de cerveza que le llenan ahí. Ok. Okay. We have our style too, Michael. Yeah, believe it. Okay. And another question, maybe this is a bad translation, but as a joke. Do you have too many holidays? Do you have too many bridges? Do you have too many puentes?
No, we don't have enough. Like I think we have probably 7, I think. 7. Well, okay, you're talking about festivals, right? So,
yeah.
Okay, in British English, a festivo is called a bank holiday. But in American English, it would be a public holiday, I think.
Oh.
But we have 7, I think, altogether 7. And here in Colombia, how many do you have? How many festivos do you have in Colombia?
18, I guess, class, si alguien me corrige. 18 tenemos.
That's just not fair.
18, yeah.
That's so unfair.
Oh, wow. Unfair. Yeah, but we have enough. Ok, déjame seguir aquí un poquito, clase y audiencia, con el siguiente. This is famous people. A ver, ¿quiénes reconocen a audiencia, a los que están ahí? Adele está de primera. ¿Alguien conoce a algunos más?
Stephen Hawking.
El científico, sí, Stephen Hawking.
Steve Hawkins, ok. Stephen Hopkins.
Ay, veo un actor
La
ahí.
reina,
El de
la
sombrero.
reina Isabel.
The Queen,
Sí.
yeah.
Steve Hawking.
El de sombrero es un actor.
What,
Richard
Victoria
Branson.
Beckham,
Okay.
Kate Middleton.
Okay. Mike, are they truly famous? Out of those, who do you think is the most famous person in England?
The Queen.
Definitely. Do people love the Queen in England, or like half and half, or they have their opinions?
Yeah, I would say half the people love the Queen. Yeah.
Okay, she's like one of those that people hate and others love too much. Okay.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
wouldn't say
yeah, yeah.
people hate the Queen, but not everybody agrees with the royal family.
Okay. Royal family, ¿entienden lo que es royal family, cierto?
La familia real.
Real.
Okay, yes, yeah, they do know.
Yeah.
And now we have some expressions here in England, in British English. I don't know. The all right. What is the all right meaning in British English?
Well, it means todo está bien. So it could be a question. So I could say to you, all right, and you reply to me, and you would say, yeah, everything's all right, or I'm all right.
Okay. what is the different regions in Colombia, clase? ¿Cuál sería el equivalente al all right en las diferentes partes de Colombia? No sé, empecemos por Bogotá.
Súper bien.
Ok. En Ismina, ¿cómo dicen? No sé si todavía está nuestro compañero del Chocó acá.
Todo bien.
¿Todo
Ok,
bien?
primo.
Ok, primo. Ok, primo. Ok. ¿En la costa?
En Barranquilla, bacano.
Todo full.
Ok. Todo full.
Chévere.
Ok.
Bacano.
Okay. There you have your all right. What about this? You mentioned this fancy capa is what you mentioned.
Yeah. So fancy means do you want or would you like? Okay. Fancy is a short way to say do you fancy. So do you fancy means do you want or would you like? So a cuppa means tea, a cup of tea.
Okay. Fancy capa. Okay. Ahí tienen una. Esa, ¿quién la sabía ya? ¿Hay alguien que la sabía? Hoy nos vamos con esa nueva.
¿Qué es fancy?
Fancy.
Elegante.
Fancy, exacto. Pero en el sentido británico, fancy se traduce como do you want?
Le apetece.
Le
Me
apetece.
gustaría.
Ajá. Y cuppa es como una forma abreviada de decir a cup of tea. So, what about the word mates? I found that that's quite common in England.
Yeah. So men usually call each other mate. Yeah. So this is like parcero, or in the United States, they would say dude or buddy. So the British is mate. So you say, hello, mate.
Okay.
All right, mate.
Do you know which one is in Cali now?
Which
in
one?
Cali, the mate. Well, it's not parcero anymore. It's papi.
Brother.
Papi. I was surprised when I came back to Cali and say, hola, papi. That means mate.
Ah, okay.
Well, some people like, some others don't. Yeah. And what about when you're too tired? How you say that in British English?
I'm knackered.
¿Lo vieron? ¿Ya lo identificaron? I'm knackered.
I'm knackered.
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 Okay.
Rubbish. What's the meaning?
That's rubbish.
Oh, rubbish. Rubbish means, well, okay. In American English, rubbish is garbage, okay? So if you say that's rubbish, it means it's no good. It's not, you could say that's rubbish, could mean it's not true. It could mean it's no good. Yeah, basically that's what it means.
How would you say that that's rubbish en la costa atlántica de Colombia? That's rubbish.
Una grosería. Está...
No tanto. O sea, en algunas partes se notará grosero, pero cuando alguien no está diciendo la verdad, ¿cómo lo expresaría el costeño? Está hablando...
Embustero.
Onda.
Mentira.
Paja, está hablando paja.
Exacto, si ustedes
hablando mierda.
That's rubbish. Yeah. Mike, esto es otra pregunta y te la hago en español. Los británicos evitan las malas palabras en su idioma, las palabras directamente burdas, por decirlo así. O lo consideran burdo decir la palabra grotesca. Sí, if that's okay to you to understand.
Yeah. Usually we avoid using swear words, groserías. But we would probably use them if we were drinking, we would use them. Yeah, drinking.
Oh, okay, okay.
Or maybe if you're talking to a very close friend.
Oh.
But if you're with people that you don't know very well, then you would probably avoid using or not use bad words.
Ok. Y esta palabra, bloody, es muy común en escucharla de los británicos.
Yeah, that's right. It is. It is. For example, we would say, if we were surprised about something, we would say, bloody hell. That's like, no me digas.
Okay.
Or not he didn't.
Yeah, it's like, you're kidding. If someone is extremely rude, rude is grosero, you could say, he was bloody rude. It means he was really rude.
Estimados, pues creo que he disfrutado esto tanto como ustedes, espero. Muchas gracias, Michael, por haber aceptado la invitación y haber conocido mucho de la Universidad Nacional Abierta a Distancia, una universidad muy bonita a la que tengo muchísimo afecto porque logra llegar a estos espacios donde tenemos personas en un mismo espacio representando todas las regiones del país. Y a veces eso no es tan fácil para nosotros los colombianos conocernos desde muchas maneras. Es una universidad que ayuda a muchísimos a tener un título profesional en Colombia y que son personas que se esfuerzan muchísimo. Muchos han llegado hoy a esta reunión después de un día fuerte de trabajo, de muchas dificultades, muchos con familiares enfermos, muchos recuperándose de la enfermedad que nos acoja hoy a nivel mundial, por lo cual pues es un placer para mí presentarle a usted, Michael, este colombiano real, este colombiano que se esfuerza por ser profesional, por ser mucho en su vida y para su familia. A ustedes muchísimas gracias por haber participado. Creo que nos jalamos 2 horas entretenidas. Quisiera oír sus comentarios, por favor.
No, pues muchas gracias, profe.
Michael, thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
Tutor, espacios como estos son muy buenos, la verdad.
Qué bien, estamos de acuerdo.
Sí, que ojalá se sigan haciendo más a menudo estos espacios, porque uno aprende bastante y a la vez se divierte.
Sí, excelente, muchas gracias. Es un espacio donde se aprende bastante y se comparte. Muchas gracias.
Muchas gracias
Muchas
también porque
gracias,
han sido muy respetuosos.
Excelente.
Michael también fue muy respetuoso con quienes no conocemos, estamos apenas empezando. Así que muchas gracias. Siempre da un poco de nervios a formular cualquier pregunta por sencilla que sea, pero me sentí respetada en este espacio. Les agradezco muchísimo.
No, verdad,
Siempre.
muchas gracias por esta
Teachers.
oportunidad, por estos espacios, porque en verdad nos divertimos aprendiendo y una forma muy agradable en el cual podemos nosotros también ser, valga la redundancia, nosotros mismos. Entonces, de verdad, muchas gracias, profe, por todo eso.
Teachers, thank you. Excellent job.
¿No? A ustedes muchas gracias y esperemos, gracias a la universidad que nos permitió pues este espacio, invitar a Michael y de nuevo el tiempo libre y accedido a estar aquí, a ustedes que creo que aguantamos 2 horas, pero nos divertimos 2 horas. Un abrazo y bendiciones para todos.
Thank you so
Bueno,
much.
Muchas gracias, lo mismo.
Mike,
Bye, bye.
thank you so much again. Thank you.
Bye, thank you.
Bye.